We're in Clovis, California, getting ready to repair a trap here at the kitchen sink, and the line coming in is galvanized iron pipe, and you can see the end of the threads here have snapped off. And so what we have to do now is try and cut this back a little bit square, because this takes a nut sitting right here. You can see the nut that goes on there, so it's all pretty corroded. So we'll have to cut it back and then hopefully get a new nut, which we do have in place, and then a new trap kit to go back over to this tail piece. You can see damage on the bottom, but the trap's going to sit up quite a bit higher. So anyways, we'll cut that, get it square, file it, try and get a new nut on there, get your trap in there, and then we should be done. And then we'll take another video when we're done.
And then the water just way it went.
So we're still in Clovis, California. We just finished a little demo back here. The old iron pipe stubbed out of the ground, that nipple right there. When we took it apart, we showed you that the threads just crumbled off the end. We cut it once and it was still too rough, so we had to cut it back a little bit further. Fortunately, enough thread left to get that brand new nut on there. So we brand new nut with a flat washer in there. Normally we use the cone shaped washers, but it wasn't sealing. So brand new flat washer in there sealing, and then of course a tubular P-trap. Once we went to hook up to this sink tail piece, the tubing broke off and was collapsing. It's just too old and too thin, so tubular tail piece as well with a brand new hat washer, existing nut up top. So water right now has standing, the sink has standing water in it. It's draining very slowly, so you have a drainage issue as well. But it's a good test against the components. No water's leaking out. The main thing we're looking at right here is leaking out at that point, so no water dripping there. These are pretty bulletproof as far as the nuts, so those typically no trouble. And then of course leaking at this nut. Everything is dry right now. Outside of that, this installation is done.